Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? What's up with you guys? Man, happy Sabbath to y'all once again. Another day, another feast. Of course, I'm not Siahu Lamont, but Lay Dolly or the Layhu. And we are looking forward to serving again. Um, Last Shabbat, just had a break, just kept the Shabbat personally, like we do all the time. Um, Well, guys, I'm happy, I'm very joyful, constantly, it's my lady being with me, just being support. Um, Continue to do these Shabbat services, man, to continue to serve. And, you know, I know that, quote unquote, it's going to be a new year coming up. And, I understand that people in the world is trying to survive. People, um, thinking, shall people get the shot or not? Um, it's been some crazy things going on, especially me being, driving. It's always so much traffic. I just wonder what goes on with that. A lot of things is quite different. Um, and I want to express this for those who have families and you know that may have passed away from being vaccinated. We give y'all our deep condolences. Okay, have to express that. You know, um, I want to say this, and I have, this is my reality of saying this, that more people is being attacked by these vaccinations. Okay, listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna speak this all day on it. Don't take that. Don't rely on that. Okay, there are scriptures to prove points that we are not to rely on. The practices of pharmakia. Okay, Galatians chapter 5, I think verses 20, I think 24 or 25, something like that. Okay, I know some of y'all want to take it because y'all feel like, okay, this is going to um, help me to keep my job, right? Okay, well, let me say this. Um, my job don't allow that. Okay, there are jump companies that are exempt against that. Okay, um, we are grateful um, by the strength of Yahuwah that me and my lady have not took it. Okay, and like I said, this is me. This is not my opinion. Okay, research, research COVID-19, research the vaccination, write notes, so study it. Guys, it's no joke, man. All right, and these are one of the signs. Not saying we're close to the end of the world. I'm not going to claim that. I'm not a Christian. Okay, we're not Christians. Okay, we don't know when the task will come, but these are this part of a sign. Okay, of for the world to be restored, end of the world. Okay, and then to better beginning, if that makes sense. Okay. Well, then, anyway, let's go ahead and have fun with this, man. Let's go ahead and get this word out. Um, as y'all see in the screen, okay, judging part 2. And what is a Jew? Okay, what is a Jew? I'm very excited to get on that. Um, I'm sure you guys got some understanding. I know I got 6 views, no likes. It's okay. I'm used to not having likes in our videos. I'm used to that. I learned, as long as you look at something, you learn it. Like they say, when you stare at it, you learn from it, right? And then you get close to it. They be like, hey, Mom, what is this? Or Dad, what is this? And they don't know. You got to figure out yourself, right? So that's why I don't really expect, we don't expect to be, like celebrities have a lot of likes. Listen, as long as y'all look at the video, I'm sure y'all be learning some things, write notes. Okay. Don't forget to email me or give me a comment. Okay. Or give me a text or a call, 708-710-6309. For y'all women that's married, you can text my lady, give her a call. Okay. 773 501-8228. That's correct. Okay, because we about speaking the word out, man. We about loving others and putting Yahuwah first. Okay, For some of you guys that are married in a relationship, I pray y'all stick together, because shit is going to get worse. Did you hear what I just said? Things are going to get worse. Okay, it's going to get worse. Yes. Yeah. What's wrong with Rocco? He's supposed to be in our apartment fixing the pipe. He was here earlier, and he says come back in 30 minutes. It's been way over 2 hours.
4 hours.
No, it's been 3 or 4 hours. All right. Bye. All right. Sorry about that. That's for the we're getting the pipe fixed in our apartment. Like I said, I pray that you guys stick together. Women, stop playing around. Stick with your men. Stick with your children. Okay? Because don't be shocked when their time come, when they go get worse on us. Okay? And they go try to do what they can to wipe us out. Okay? Do you understand that? When it comes to laws that's being created, or new laws, man. Okay? You guys have to really stop leaving each other. Stick together. Plan ahead. Make Yahuwah be the head of your life. Not the institutions or not the church. Okay? Not Jesus. Not Yahweh Shai or Yahusha or Buddha or whatever. The main one, the creator. Okay? Because things is tough out here, man. I've been looking at my phone lately, and it's been, like I said, it's been people dying from the vaccinations, man. Okay? So stuff will hit the fan. I know it. We know it's signs. That's what we got to stop worrying. Okay? Y'all brothers, man, stick with y'all families, man. Stick together. And I pray that Yahuwah will give y'all the answers and guide y'all into him. Not into the institution, but to him and his word. Okay? So may Yahuwah keep y'all strong and together. Okay? Especially y'all who are young. Okay? Especially guys made it 10 years, 5 years. In my late almost 2 years being a covenant together. I'm very excited about that. Okay, it took a lot of diligence. Okay. So, okay, let me just say this before I go in and start prayer and things. One thing this is what I'm tired of. Okay. I'm tired of people calling people Jews. Okay. Because first of all, a Jew is a religious person. Let me say it again. A Jew is a religious person. I'm not going to say any names, but my lady was called a Jew. Okay, and I thought it was ridiculous, and they was mocking her of it. Okay, this was a feast of leavened bread and feast of it was a feast of leavened bread, 7 days. She brought matzo crackers with her, and they just thought it was a joke. You see what I'm saying? And so anyway, Jewish people, okay, are very different than those who worship Yahuwah. I cannot wait to explain that. We'll break it down, use scriptures. Okay. Now, some of y'all may say, well, what about Yahudim or Yahudath? Well, that's Hebrew word for Jew. But regardless, okay, do you remember what the Jews were doing in Acts? Okay. They came against in some ways of the truth. Okay. They were, okay. But there was a confusion of Yahusha, we're against that, was the king of the Jews. Okay, we're going to deal with those problems, okay? Because in the Old Testament, Yahuwah never called his people Jews. Okay, let's pray. Yahuwah, we want to thank you so much on this day. Appreciate you. And we ask that you protect us against all distractions, Father Yahuwah. Keep us in peace and strength, Father, on this day. And we're glad for this opportunity to be able to serve you today and speak your word. Yahuwah, we ask that people who are going to be watching this video later, whether today or tomorrow, days to come, or we ask that those people will understand the word, will understand the subject, so that they can learn and get themselves together and be able to speak the knowledge to others, and for them to read and study your word. Because Yahuwah, we know that you are the main Savior. You are a hope to us. Um, that's why we are grateful that you have used uh, prophets to write down your letter, excuse me, with the books. So we give you honor and praise. Yes, I didn't. I was. The doors are locked. Tell them the doors are locked. You just get right in. Okay. Let them know that the doors are locked, so we can get in through our door. Okay, don't worry about it. I'm sorry anyway. All right, bye. Father, we ask that you keep our minds neutralized, keep us focused on your commandments, and we ask that you keep us together with you, keep us have the strength to diligently seek you, to continue to be in your presence, in your precious set apart name. Again, we thank you for the persistency of us not giving up your covenant, and we appreciate you once again. Thank you so much, Father. So be it. Thank you. Second Timothy, let's go ahead to chapter 3. I think I kept the door unlocked. I think I did.
Why you don't use the buzzer? So when we are in the room, we can hear the if there's somebody
I do not
knocking.
know, babe. They've been doing it ever since I lived here. When they were just like knocking doors on. But I think the door is unlocked.
Yeah, you just locked the door.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Can you unlock it? Just I'm sorry. Can you lock it real quick? Um, hold on, fellas. Got a little situation going on.
It's unlocked.
Good. All right. Just want to make sure it was stay unlocked. I checked the mail.
Maybe it's hard to push the door.
Could be.
Yeah, yeah.
Hear that noise? You hear it?
No, I open.
No, you hear that? You hear that? Something else. You hear it? You hear it, babe? It's like a time clock, a ticking. You got to find that, babe. It's like they come off every Saturday. Yes. Okay. Second Timothy. All right. So it says, verse 16, all scripture is given by inspiration of Yahuwah and is profitable for truth, for reproof, for correction, for instruction and righteousness. Okay. Verse 17, that the man or woman of Yahuwah may be perfect, excuse me, thoroughly furnished into all good works. All right, to our Father Yahuwah, thank you. And let's go to Psalms 100. Okay. It says, make a joyful to Yahuwah, all you lands. Serve Yahuwah with gladness, come before his presence with singing. Know you that Yahuwah is the Lord. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter to his gates with thanksgiving, and to his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and favor his name. For Yahuwah is good, his mercy is everlasting, his truth endures to all generations. Allow Yahuwah to the thank you. All right. So we did a lot of cover on last Sabbath. Let's continue with this, okay? Like we'll deal with, take our times. We'll deal with part 2. Don't know how long it's going to be, okay? But I'm quite sure might be a short version that just complete the rest of it, okay? So let's go ahead and let's go into the book of Job or Job or Job. Okay. All right. Let's go into chapter 2. Okay. So, like I said, we're dealing with this problem. So, this is a scene where the husband, you, judged his wife. Let's find that. Okay. Because the wife was losing focus. She was losing her head, right? When things were in tough shape, when you lost everything, she was starting to lose everything. It says, let's go to verse 9, you chapter 2, verse 9. We'll start from there. Okay. So it says, then said his woman to him, do you still retain your integrity? Okay. Now, I know it says blessed, but really the English origin could be of the word curse. Okay. Curse. Okay. Believe it or not, fellas, the word blessed is going to be a tough way to, I know most of us say blessed, but if you get a chance, look up bless. It has to do with a ritual custom. For example, when people murder a body, for a sacrifice, they use blood to bless it or to curse someone. If that makes sense. Now, this makes me maybe hard to agree because I know we were brought up in an institution saying bless you when people sneeze, which that's not good to say, or God bless you, or God bless America. No, okay, that word is it's a pagan word. It's not a good word to use. Okay, but she want him to give up on Yahuwah, cursing him. It says, quote unquote, bless, curse or curse, Alua, and die. Right. So she just being nuts. Right. She losing. She overworried. But he says, verse 10, you speak as one of the foolish women speaks. He was judging her. Why? Because you don't speak foolish. But once again, y'all think when y'all say, don't judge me, and y'all say, hey, only Yahuwah can. That is foolish. No offense. Anybody may hear me say that. That is very foolish to say out your mouth. Okay? How dare you? Because when somebody is judging you, they just simply put out what you are practicing that you need to stop practicing. Okay? Especially when you're not doing it. Because if you notice, he continues, said, what? Shall we receive good at the hand of Yahuwah? And shall we not receive evil? And all this you did not sin with his lips. You see that? So it wasn't a sinful thing when he judged his woman. Because in cases when we judge people, it's kind of compared to a correcting someone. Okay, and who got that bad the most is prostitutes. Oh boy, they're the main ones. You try to tell them right, and what do they say? Don't judge me. Only God can judge me. This is my body. I do what I want to it. Have you noticed that? They love saying those key things. But at the same time, Yahuwah was using that man or woman to help that woman out who's hoeing around with men, and she missed the mark. She missed the opportunity, right? Especially in marriages. You got the husband saying, don't judge, but when the wife is just trying to give him advice, you know, okay, we got that going on in times, right? And we got situations where even the husband trying to correct his wife or woman or one of his women, okay? and they have the same attitude. They say, "Don't judge me," and only my best friend can judge me, or God can judge me. Okay, yeah, yeah, Yahuwah does judge. Okay, yeah, that's true. But it's dangerous, fellas, to ignore judgment. Did y'all know that? It's very dangerous. It's dangerous to ignore correction. And this is why we have people that get into accidents, people dying in hospitals, people dying from drugs, and people dying from AIDS. I can keep going on the list because we don't listen. We don't want to listen. Okay, I'm here. So, hold on, guys. We got another situation going on. We got a landlord about to fix our pipe. So a lady just walked out real quick. Okay, so that is a dangerous thing to do, is ignore judgment, ignore correction. Okay, um, and then okay, don't worry about them. They doing their part. And then you have another situation, fellas. Okay, you got daughters and sons, right? And they have this tendency of ignoring their mom and dad. They get mad at mom and dad, right? When they sit here, when they correcting you, and what happens is they quick to want to get mad at the parent because they feel like, oh, I'm 18, I'm 20, or whatever, and they and then they do what they want to do, and what happens? They wind up getting murdered, or they've been deceived by relationship, or they may drink they may go to a club and they drink a drink with some ecstasy on it, and their first thing thought is their parents. They should have listened, right? They regret their decisions. Okay, so here once again, he judged his woman, okay, because she was um, sinning. She sinned with her mind, right? She sinned with her mouth. Okay, she wanted him to go ahead and uh, uh, just be foolish to leave Yahuwah. Okay, let's continue. Let's go ahead and go into um, let me see here. Let me just find it, fellas. Give me a minute. Let me see here. So let's go to chapter 9. Now, yeah, absolutely. Let's go to chapter 9. Now, I want to speak on some dangers on this too. I meant to speak on it last week. Okay, the dangers of not taking correction and judgment. It says in verses 1 in chapter 9. Let's go on there. So it says, then Job or you answered and said, I know it, I know it is so of a truth, right? How should man be just with Yahuwah, right? If he will contend with Yahuwah or him. Okay, so let me stop real quick. Now, this is interesting. Did y'all know we got people that argue in prayer? Let this sink in. You got people, that some religious ones, they will complain in prayer. They will argue with the Father. People will blame Yahuwah for somebody's death. Ain't that something? But these are the same people that should have took correction 10, 15 years ago about their own sibling, and they won't tell their sibling what the parents told the sibling, not go to that club. Now that person got shot, and then they blame Yahuwah for that. Now they complain to the Father. Come on, y'all. This reminds me of verse 3. If he will contend with him, he cannot answer him one of 1,000. Yahuwah not going to hear you. He's not going to hear you. If you will be up here complaining to him, knowing that he created your body, blah, 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 and he used your parents, whatever, to get you the advice, and you didn't listen, now you blaming him? That is dangerous. Especially when you ignore correction or get an attitude and saying, Don't judge me and right? No. Okay, that's a problem. Okay. Um, let's continue. Verse 4. He or she is wise in heart and mighty in strength. Okay, who has hardened himself against him and has prospered? Okay, so talking about who has done this against Yahuwah. Plenty, plenty of people. Okay, so we got to be real careful. We need to stick together. We need to be humble and stop saying, I don't need correction. We all need correction. Okay. Um, now, excuse me. Let me see here. Try to see. Okay, let's get out this book. Yeah, I might go ahead later. Let's go to Proverbs. Okay, let's go to Proverbs now. Uh, Proverbs. Let's check out. Proverbs 23. Okay, Proverbs 23, verse 17. Okay, Proverbs 23, 17. It says, let not your heart envy or act like sinners. Okay, and it says, but be in the fear of Yahuwah. So when people ignore um, corrections, it comes from what they into. For example, like if you look at the average teenager, like a teenager can be into smoking. Okay, so let's say teenager smoke. Okay, his first cigarette. His sister told parents that he did. That young man is going to get highly upset at his parents, and then he's going to try to attack his sister because there are a few things why he would have did that. Because let's say he was into a rapper that liked to smoke, and so he wanted to be like that rapper. Y'all get this? That's called envying. He wants to be like that rapper, but that rapper has no life. That rapper is about getting people with him to make a lot of income, but to deceive many. Okay, so that son is going to continue to smoke and be a rapper like the other rapper that he's into. Because the envy, he looks up to that rapper. It's like a worship. Okay, it's like a worship that he into this. He looks up to this person like his idol. Okay, an idol. Okay, and guys, believe it or not, when we constantly doing these things, either we doing three things. We worship something that we're not telling. We worship someone that we're not telling. Or it could be we just into what we feel. I'm preaching today. So we into what we feel like nobody can be in our world, nobody can tell us a damn thing. We just go on and on with our lives without anybody distracting, they say. Okay. We just want to get addicted into things that we feel that we think it's okay to do. Okay. Like you have another example, like you may have rebellious daughters that is into men. The mom and dad keep telling her, like, honey, you just screwed 10 men already. We ain't gonna understand. And she just constantly get upset. Right? The woman's going on 25, right? And she constantly doing her thing. Now she got to go to the hospital. Okay? Her ovaries got destroyed because she had so many different guys. Her flesh got too wide open in her vagina. Now she can't have babies. Y'all get my point? She having a hard time. Fallopian tubes ain't operating, nothing. Because she screwed over 100 some men. See my point? So she worshiped these 100 men or 50. She can't help it. It's an addiction. All because she ignored correction, ignored judgment. Okay? Remember I said last week in Matthew 7:1, judge not that you be not judged. Take the speck off your eye before you take the speck or its juice off the other. Matthew 7, verse 1 and 2, right? Fellas, quit saying no to correction. Quit being upset to it. Because there's consequences if you do. A lot of consequences, all right? Um, and let's see. Let's go. Uh, let's see. Proverbs 13. Yeah, Proverbs 13. Let's go to verse 21. Proverbs 13 and 21. This is another example when we are ignoring correction and ignoring judgment. Let me say that before I read the verse. Remember, judgment, when it comes to from the Father too, he can cause you to lose your job, anything specific when you ignore his ways. Keep that in mind, fellas. When you keep ignoring Yahuwah, he's going to find a way to make you come to him. I'm preaching. When you keep ignoring him and he see your future, remember, Yahuwah knows everybody's future, and you keep ignoring him, he could cause you to lose some things. He might cause a near and death experience. Like, it's called judgment. When you ignore his judgments. Okay? This is real talk. Let me give my testimony what I'm talking about so y'all can understand. I remember growing up, I had all right, thanks, brother, man. I remember oh, guys. I'm assuming that pipe is pretty good. I had sexual problems, man. I told my lady this, man. I was into having sex with prostitute women back then, okay, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this, it caused my ass to go to jail. Okay. I was reading the word, I was a Christian, everything. Okay. It was a struggle in my life. Going to jail was part of Yahuwah's judgment. And I'd never been to jail before. Okay. It was a false accusation of injury to a child, okay? And case was cut off, dismissed. Ever since I left that situation, my ass got better and clean quick because I knew what was up. I knew it, and I felt foolish. I felt like a fool. I felt bad for myself. I hated myself what I was practicing. Have y'all been through a situation where you do something the same, you try to overcome it, and now you want to hate yourself because you're trying to overcome what you're addicted in, and it's so difficult. It's like you feel like you want to just lose your head, right? It's a wake-up call. Okay, so that's what happened with me, and ever since then I've been getting better and better and better, and studying and fasting and getting much stronger against fornication. Okay, judgment ain't no joke, fellas. Quit ignoring judgment. I'm telling you, because there are, like I said, there are consequences. Let's go to Exodus to prove more of that. Let's go with Moses and no, Pharaoh. What happened with him? Exodus. Let's go right into let's go to chapter 7 in Exodus. Okay. Yeah. And let's go Let's go to verse 14. Pharaoh was against judgment and correction. He had a lot of pride in his heart. Okay. And Yahuwah said to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. What does that mean? Rebellion. Okay. Refusal to humble yourself, to repent. He refused to let the people go. He supposed to let who go? The Israelites. Remember, the Israelites were the first people that wanted to worship the Father before any other nations. Simple, okay? He refused to let the people go. Get you into Pharaoh in the morning, right? Lo, he goes out into the water, and you shall stand by the river's brink against he come. And the rod which was turned to serpent shall you take in your hand, and you say to him, Yahuwah Eloi of Hebrews has sent me into you, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto you will not hear. Okay? Ignoring. Right? Thus says Yahuwah, and this you shall know that I am Yahuwah. Behold, I will smite the rod which is in that is in my hand upon the waters which is in the river, and it shall be turned to blood. Now that is called judgment. That's another example of judgment. Yahuwah is going to turn water to the blood. Ain't that something? That is a universal judgment because Pharaoh allowed it. He didn't want to listen. Okay. You know this part, Mamio, that reminds me of us today's time. You know that we can be having children, have a wife or wives, and we don't teach our children the word, right? What happens with our children when they get older? They become rebellious people. And Yahuwah calls judgments on the father first. Then it affects his wife. Yeah. Yeah, this is real. Because he was supposed to teach his children what he did. Oh, he taught them to go to school, get an education. You think you want to hear that crap? He wanted to teach the scriptures. This is why fathers losing their families easily. That's why we got foreclosure homes, judgments. People can't afford to pay a house. People losing their jobs now. People losing their cars. Okay? People hear the truth before and they get mad at the messenger. I'm preaching. Judgment is going to creep on you. Okay, that's why husbands have unexpected accidents. They die when women, the wives become widows. Judgment. They got men that be very abusive against their wives, and they die. Wives come widows. Judgment. Huh? It's like a cancer that spreads. Once you ignore that, you're in trouble already. He got you. The devil got you where he wants you to be. Keep ignoring Yahuwah. Satan got a plan for you. So y'all need to quit saying, don't judge with attitude. Be quiet, shut up, and listen. You may get something if somebody's going to judge you because they love you. Did y'all know? Y'all notice that? When you are corrected, they loving you, fellas. But y'all want to say, no, you being mean. Bullshit. For real. Because when I met my woman, okay, I was teaching and correcting her. And I'm still doing it today as I'm speaking. And she not being abused. Let's continue. And the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water river. Verse 18, verse 19. Yahuwah spoke to Moses, saying to Aaron, take your rod and stretch out your hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, and upon the rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon the pools of water, that they may come blood. Wow, right? You know what that means? They cannot clean their meat before they cook it. Look at that. Wow. Oh, let's continue, right? That there may be blood throughout the land of Egypt, Matarum, both in vessels of wood and a vessel of stone, right? And Moses and Aaron did so as Yahuwah commanded, and he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river and the sight of Pharaoh, right in front of him, right? And the sight of his servants and all the waters that were in the rivers were turned to blood. Verse 21, the fish in the river died. Wow. Can you imagine? Who don't love fish? Okay, I don't know what kind of fish you got in Egypt, but damn, I bet you it was clean fish, like bass and maybe pollock, mackerels. Salmon, good fish, died. Whew. And the river stank, had a bad smell. Can you imagine that? And the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river. Right, exactly. They can't drink any water. Mm, mm, mm. And there was blood throughout the land of Egypt, and the magicians of Mitzrayim, this with the enchantments, Pharaoh's heart was hardened. The man was still hardened. Look at the brother was still hardened. The dude still hated correction and judgment after he just saw that. And then let's continue. Let's go to chapter 8 in Exodus. Remember, we're dealing with the dangers of ignoring judgment and correction. Okay? Let's do another one. Another judgment that came upon Egypt because this brother just won't learn. He got this proud attitude, right? Verse 7 in chapter 8, and the magician did with their enchantments, and it brought up the frogs out of the land of Egypt. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron, saying, entreat Yahuwah that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, and that they may do sacrifices to Yahuwah. Did y'all just hear that? So he wanted them to pray for him that Yahuwah take the frogs away. This reminds me of people today's time. We got people that don't want to hear the truth, but they want to be safe. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just like the Hurricane Katrina that happened in Louisiana in 2005. When the hurricane, and that's Yahuwah's judgment, I don't care what y'all say, that was Yahuwah's judgment to hit that, because remember, Louisiana, New Orleans is filled with witchcraft at that time, but they still doing it. People were seeking safety, and they were not coming to Yahuwah. Hello? They were fornicating at the time after Hurricane Katrina was done. People were being raped. Don't agree with me? Look up at Google. Look up in the news. Nobody came to Yahuwah at all. No wonder why Yahuwah is angry with the wicked every day. That's the Psalm 7:11. How about tsunamis that happens in Philippines or in China? Typhoons. After that, what do the people do? They still sin. They still sinning. Nobody come to Yahuwah, but what do? They come to Confucius, their guy, because some Chinese worship Confucius, or they come to Jesus, or they come to Buddha. Really? So you think your idol is going to save you, right? All because of them ignoring correction and judgments, fellas. There are tornadoes in states that don't have tornadoes, and people still sinning. There was a major situation happened recently in Louisiana again. It was a plague of darkness that happened in Louisiana. I'm sure you heard of it. And the lights were cut off. People couldn't pay the light bill. And I bet you money people still want to go ahead and keep sinning. Stop ignoring judgment, fellas. I know it's painful at times. Stop saying no to people. Quit having an attitude. Women, y'all got that shit bad. Woo, y'all got it bad. Y'all can be having a nice guy that got a good job or a business, and he like you, and he corrects you, and y'all get a funky ass attitude. You want to block him on Facebook. Don't play with him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But y'all praying to ask Yahuwah for a husband. Don't get me started up here. It's amazing. It's amazing. And y'all men do the exact same. Y'all asking Yahuwah to give you a woman or women, but y'all men are the same. Y'all would tell that woman, how dare you give me correction? You're just a woman. But that woman was trying to help you. She was giving you an advice to stop being a gang or to whatever, right? You just missed the mark. That could have been your woman. Y'all push people away when people try to correct you. Y'all pushing away. Y'all afraid. Y'all too scared, right? Y'all feel like we evil, we mean, because we try to correct you. But when it comes to a sinner, being okay with you, y'all okay with the sinner. Y'all okay of hanging with the sinners. But when it comes to somebody righteous, that's a problem. Y'all want to say the righteous is evil because he corrected me. Oh, you want to get mad, right? Stop playing. I just read a couple of examples. Yahuwah called the plague of frogs, plague of blood in the water. And I can imagine how thirsty they were in Egypt at that time. They were so dehydrated. Stop playing with Yahuwah, fellas. Yahuwah means well. He means well. Okay? Let's go. Let's go to Deuteronomy, please. Remember, when you correcting somebody, you are loving the person. You are loving the person. You are guiding them into the way of life of Yahuwah. That's what the person is doing to you. They're not trying to be mean. Oh man, this is interesting, man. Okay. Remember, correction means you are showing the wrong what the person is doing. That's it. It's not breaking your heart, whatever y'all feel. No, they showing you the wrong so you can get better against it. Judging is laying out the issues you are addicted to. That's it. And it fits with correction. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7. And you should teach them diligently unto your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your home, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, when you rise up. Okay? The reason why I'm reading that, because y'all think correcting somebody is speaking evil. Nope. This is correction right here. When you are teaching people, you are correcting them. You notice how we are children? What happens when we are just growing up? The mother, well, mostly the father comes and teaches us some things that we have not heard of. We hear it. We listen from the father, right? We all go through that. You notice how we get a pamper on and the father might want us to use the bathroom. What happens? They will teach us. They will correct us if we mistakenly peed on the floor. Who don't go through that? But I don't hear people saying, moms, don't judge me. Oh, mom, don't. Huh? We take the correction, fellas. I'm preaching today because we need to rehear it to make sure we learn how to pee in the bucket, the toilet, the potty train they call it. So why now, right? Why now we get an attitude when we are corrected? Okay, that's what we have to do. Let's go to Book of Psalms. Praise Yahuwah. What a day we having. And Shabbat Shalom to those who will be listening later. I know we got 0 views and 0 likes. It's okay. But those later on coming in, happy Sabbath to you all in advance. Let's go right into Psalms. Psalms chapter, let me see. All right. Oh, okay. I really hope y'all getting this today. I said I hope y'all are getting this today. This is the word of Yahuwah, not the word of feelings. Okay. Now, Psalms 119, verse 30. Look what it says. Okay? Now I'm going to be a little random, but listen to me carefully. It's the reason I want to read these verses. I have chosen the way of truth. Your judgments, they go to judgments again, have I laid before me. Okay? When we are dealing with Yahuwah, fellas, okay, Yahuwah is going to cause judgments on us. Let me give you an example with that, because y'all may not be like, what the hell are you talking about? Supposedly, you just reading the word of Yahuwah. Yahuwah calls a relationship in your life. You once liked it, and now it's like, what happened? The man left you, and you left for nothing. You can have a child not by this man, and he left you for no reason. What do people say when they meet a lady friend or a male friend? They want to speak what they learned out of that bad relationship. Am I right? I'm preaching today. Did y'all know Yahuwah can allow that just to teach you a lesson, so you don't practice it again in the future? This is for those who are sincere in Yahuwah. Now, y'all might say, well, I thought Yahuwah wants to fornicate. That's correct. But we do things out of our own will. Keep that in mind. But Yahuwah uses that out of your own will to teach you a lesson. Judgment. Okay. It's judgment. But some people ignore it. Let's say a woman's in a relationship. The man leaves her because she don't want to work. I mean, let me make sure I say this. She refused to work. She likes to work at home. Listen, they got 2 children together. You know what she just did? She missed the opportunity, the mark. Now she want to work 3rd shift to keep that man, and now he back with her, right? She is tired as shit. Okay? She feel like her marriage is like okay, but really it's not okay. She's depressed. Now she got caught up with postpartum disorder. Or she got manic depression. The woman she didn't work in the first place. She lost her identity. Some of y'all like that. Y'all ignore judgment so bad, right? Y'all will please a person so hard to keep that person. That's ridiculous. But the difference with the righteous, when the righteous experience judgments, they understand what it is. They remain humble. They remain calm and cool and peaceful. That's why a husband tell a woman, take it easy, it's going to be okay. The wife feel okay about it because the husband ain't worrying about it. Okay? It can be also a test. Now, let's stay in Psalms and let's go give me a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's go to verse 73 in chapter 119 in Psalms. Okay? 119 verse 73, a good verse. Okay? A very good verse. A good message from Yahuwah. Okay? Through David or Asaph. Your hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding I may learn your commandments. This is going through obstacles. This is called dealing with judgments. Yahuwah strengthened you when you deal with judgment, when you deal with corrections from him. Right here. But what happens is when we ignore this opportunity, we become immature. We don't know who we are. Okay, that's like Halloween. You wear a costume and thinking that you're that costume. No. This reminds me of people who go through things and they leave the Father or they give up. A righteous will understand this. They become very sharp against sin or become perfect. Hello. Did y'all know when you are ignoring correction and judgment, you're not going to live perfect. You're going to be living as a sinner in your daily life. Quit saying, don't judge me. Take it for what it is. Take correction, fellas. I promise you, in your being, it's going to help you. It's going to help you. Verse 78, look what this said. This is the opposite. This, when you are against correction and judgment, look what you become. Let the proud be ashamed, right? For they dealt perversely with me without a reason or a cause. But I will meditate your commandment or your rules, precepts. Have y'all ever had an experience where somebody is against you because you live right? They will find different ways to try to destroy you. Why? Because they are ignoring correction. They don't want to hear it. Huh? This is why husbands or wives divorce each other, because they argue about the word of Yahuwah, or the wife don't want to hear this specific commandment. She says, I don't want, I ain't gonna do that one. I can do the rest of the commandment, not that one. No. And then what she do? She divorced her husband over that. This is real talk. This is raw vegetables. You got men do the exact same damn way. Oh my. The woman will refuse to be with his male friends, and he going to leave her because of that. But she was trying to be right as a wife. You may have situations the wife gets up early a.m. and do prayer. The husband tired of that. He gives up on his wife on that. You'll be amazed how you hear why divorce happens. Yeah. This is part of when people ignore corrections. People become a monster. You become evil. Okay? You become very immature as a person. You're not going to be fashioned as Yahuwah desire to be fashioned, or be sharpened to be clean, so that impurities of sin can get out of your soul. Okay? Correction is like a spanking. Let's go back to Proverbs. Okay? Let's go back to Proverbs, fellas. This is more example of judgments. Stop saying, don't judge me. Shut your mouth, or shut your pie hole, like they say. Ooh, look, pie hole. You get it? That's what they call it, pie hole. You know, the pie have a hole like that. Let's see if I lay laughing. Okay, take the correction, fellas. Take the judgments. It's not bad for you. It's damn near good for you, man. It is good for you. Now, let's see. Da, da, da. Da, da. Chapter 19, verses 18. Okay, 19 and 18. This is part of judgment. Okay, remember, I'm going to go random. Hope y'all getting, why I'm random like this. I'm talking today. Chasten your son or daughter while there is hope. In other words, when they are in the age. Okay, whether they are 5 to, let me see, I guess to say like maybe 15 years old, 16, meaning kick their ass. That's what they're saying. When they say chasten, this is about judgment, using your belt. Judgment. Okay, y'all parents need to go back old school. I'm tired of y'all trying to make y'all daughters and sons trying to run over you. Okay, because what you're doing, you are letting them to come against correction and judgment. And no wonder why we have teenagers getting pregnant early age, and she regrets it all the time. Age of 14, 13, yeah, 15, right? And she won't let grandma and grandpappy always watch over the damn children because she was ignoring correction. But when you spank when you spank your children's asses, oh, life become better in the world. Y'all get my point. When I was going to have my ass spanked, I needed that. As I know now, I needed that. Because when you get your ass spanked or get judgment, okay, you become a better person, fellas. This is real talk, man. And this for those who got children now. Okay, you got children, spank their ass. Huh? If they irritate you, spank their ass. Y'all got this tendency, y'all don't want to do that because number one, y'all like to spoil them. Y'all like to spoil them. Y'all like to gift them with new iPhone 13 Pro phone and some damn new ass shoes and a new ass tablet and video. Now listen, I say you can't do that, but people do too much for the children in their teenage years. Oh, let me add on this. You got the parents, they let their daughter stay up late. Damn, when they only 15, 14, they stay up to 1, 2 o'clock. What happened to the go to bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock? Huh? What happened to the order? Oh, because the parents also ignore correction and judgment. That's why he says, chasten your son or daughter or give them judgment while there is hope. Y'all let y'all, I'm gonna get y'all husbands too. Oh, I'm gonna forget y'all asses right now. Y'all let y'all wives treat y'all like bitches. I said it. Y'all will let the woman make all the goddamn decisions in the household. Y'all will say, no, I can't choose NRG. My supplier, which I work for, the big boss choose. Y'all some bitches. No offense. You supposed to make your decision. Not the woman. I'm finna get hot up in here now. We just getting started. Y'all brothers let y'all women act like a rebellious daughter against you. Some of y'all can't go out the damn house. You gotta let your wife know, honey, I'm about to leave the house. Like a bitch. Leave the house. What's wrong with you? Why? Because she may have ignored correction and judgment growing up. She wants to be spoiled by you. So y'all let the woman treat y'all like a bitch. Some of y'all men will ask your wife permission to go to the store. Are you freaking kidding me? Y'all get my point? When you ignore these things, you will lose your identity. The wife will act like you as a man. I'm preaching today because a wife wants to be equal as you. And men and women are not equal. I'm going to teach on that in the future. Quit letting your woman treat you that way. You're going to become immature and weak. And you're not going to take correction because she's not going to take correction. Now you're going to follow her. No, she's supposed to follow you. Real talk. Or y'all probably just got in the covenant with rebellious women, which that should be stopping too. That's judgment. Y'all put yourself in a judgment by ignoring. Probably y'all men ignored y'all fathers growing up. When your father trying to tell your ass to be with a woman or women that was willing to follow your word with you. Okay? And this is why our children are evil, because they are not chastened. We got women will call the cops on their husbands when they spank their child with a belt or a shoe. Are you kidding me? We supposed to do that. But women don't want that. They want them to become spoiled. And we got husbands are pretty much the same way. This is what happens when we don't listen to Yahuwah, when we don't want his correction. That's why I love the history back then. Back then, when women made a mistake, guess what they have to go through? Judgments, fellas. Judgments. Okay? I'm not going to speak on that for the sake of time. Okay, I'm gonna have to add a part 3 on this judgment thing. I should have just did that. Okay, read the scripture yourself. Women have to go through some shit. When a woman's caught in adultery, she has to be stoned to death. Did y'all hear that? Women back then were humble as hell to their husbands. They didn't play their husband. Women ain't polygyny. When men did polygyny, women they say shit about they like this like yes sir. They still were obedient to their goddamn men. Okay. And y'all women need to learn to quit leaving your husband because he desires that lifestyle. Stay with your husband. Y'all want to put him on a false judgment by leaving him. Maybe because you didn't listen to correction back then, or maybe you listen to soap operas about how just make sure the man will be polygynous. Like y'all listen to these crazy ass monogamous soap operas. Stop listening to that shit. Y'all be into this Walt Disney mermaids, and because they believe in monogamy, all this bullshit. Okay, stop. That's not correction. That is being spoiled. And who got this the most issues is white people. No, not speaking as white, not speaking racist, but white parents got this shit bad. They don't want to spare their children. Most white people. I'm just being real. It says, chasing your son or daughter while there is hope. This is why we got people carjacking people's cars now. Guess who carjacked people's vehicles? Young ass teenagers. Did y'all know that? People that's between 15 and 25. Yes. Yes. Because the parents is not correcting them. They're not giving them judgment or correction. They ignore it and they just become spoiled. Now they got to go to foster parents' house or live in the streets and steal a car, hope to drive one. Then you want to rob a bank. This is real talk. We got to spank our children's asses like we used to do back in the 70s, back in the damn 60s. And no wonder why we got daughters hating their mother for no damn reason, or sons hating their mothers and fathers for no reasons. Because of a lack of listening. These daughters don't listen. They don't listen to correction and judgment. Now y'all see why I keep saying to stop saying don't judge me and don't correct me. You need the goddamn opportunity to save you from going to prison, from save from divorce, to save you from going being damned by the devil in the future, etc. This is why I'm grateful for my wife right here. She don't do that shit to me. She asks me questions all the time. She's like, honey, should I wear this? And I love that. Y'all men need more women like how my woman is, to learn how to question their husbands to make sure the woman is living right. That's correction. It don't hurt to get corrected. And I can't imagine how Yahuwah is taking this when y'all keep talking about some, don't judge me. But y'all showing Yahuwah to save you from a situation, but you can't take correction. Are you kidding me? That's called vain prayer. Let's prove that real quick. Let's go to Proverbs 28. It's called vain prayer. You asking Yahuwah for something, but you can't take his correction. Oh, you can't take correction from your husband or friend. Or somebody want to be with you. But you want to ask Yahuwah to save you from an upcoming tornado or lose from losing your job. No. I'm sorry, but Yahuwah don't work that way. He doesn't work that way. Let me find this real quick, okay? Verse 9 in Proverbs 28. Look what it says, okay? He or she that turns its ear from hearing the commandments or the correction, because the Torah is a correction book. Did y'all know the scripture is a book of corrections? Yeah. Anyway, even her prayer should be an abomination or disgusting or abhorrent or unneeded. So he's not going to hear you. If you're going to sit here and ignore a man that's interested in you or a friend, your mom, father, whatever, he's not going to hear you. Okay? Stop playing with the Father. Stop. And some of y'all people got this shit bad. Y'all want to go to a rehab. Listen, that's cool now, right? Listen, this is interesting. Y'all go to a rehab to be free from a sex addiction or the drug addiction. and y'all still ignore the truth. Because what happened is they become Christians. You can have somebody into you who is so good, and y'all be like, I don't want to hear that. Damn, you want to hear that? But you've been clean for 6 months, but you don't hear me talk to you about the word of you? Well, I believe my pastor. I believe what he says. Y'all still in some bullshit. I know that's tough. I know that's tough. I know that's tough. Yeah, y'all hate to hear that, didn't you? I had to say that out too. Just because you some goddamn rehab, that's great. You've been clean for 2 years, ain't smoking weed or whatever, but you're still in some bullshit. Yahuwah wants you to be clean at the goddamn it cleanest. He wants you to be clean, not just from drug, but from religion. Y'all got that bad too. Y'all want to sit here and ignore the truth. That's like wearing a suit without taking a shower for 3 days. How you gonna wear a suit and your stinking ass ain't took a shower or a bath for 3 days? You smell like shit, but you wear a suit? That's what I mean with religious people that don't hear correction. You got to be clean. Then put your suit on. Or a dress. Don't wear a dress or a suit but take a shower for 2 or 3 days. That's nasty. My lady looking, I see her face. She's like, yeah. Right. Who does that? Okay. So let's go back. Now, let's go to Proverbs 25:28. Another good one. It's another danger when we are ignoring correction and judgment. Okay? We got to take it for what it is. Okay? Because remember, you got a bad judgment and a good judgment. Because remember what happened with Pharaoh? That's called a bad judgment. Okay? You'll put his ass on universal judgment with him and his citizens in Egypt. Okay, y'all want to read further story? Go ahead. He did plague of lice. He did a plague of darkness. He did a plague of frogs. He did a plague of locusts. This Yahuwah was jamming. He was having a party up in there, man. He was angry. Okay, and that's still going on today. Y'all ignoring that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. People have these unknown major storms. Texas had a tornado. Who? Texas? Yeah. Okay. There's some stuff going on, but y'all keep ignoring it. Let's go ahead and get this. He that has no rule over his own spirit, verse 28, is like a city that is broken down without walls. I like that verse. That's deep. Because that reminds me of how can you come to Yahuwah, right? You don't want his truth in you because the truth is like a shield and buckler. It's like a shield, like the walls here, verse 28, right? And you can't control yourself. Oh, no rule over your own spirit. That's what they're saying. In other words, you don't want to take correction for anybody. You don't want to humble yourself. That's why I give credit to David. David in the book of 1 Samuel, David always took correction. Even when David sinned, he took correction. I read that last 2 weeks ago to Shabbat. Okay. David took correction from Nathan, the prophet. Y'all remember that? David sinned, but he took correction. He didn't say, I don't talk like that. No, he shut his ass up and he took the correction. Some of y'all need to do that when y'all did something wrong. Shut up and take the correction and get better. That's all it takes. Okay? When you don't, you are just like verse 28 and Proverbs 25. Once again, it says, he or she that have no rule, no identity, no control of yourself, right? Of his own spirit or her own spirit, it's like a city that's broken down. Okay? Or let me add my own analogy. It's like having an apartment with no walls or a house. People look what the hell you're doing all the time. Right? You don't want that. That's why y'all women quit leaving your freaking righteous husbands. Keep your righteous husband. That's your walls, goddammit. That is your wall. Okay? Quit leaving him because he's into the word or religions, whatever. No, that's your man. That's your leader. Okay? Quit saying, I'm going to leave you because you judged me or corrected me or whatever. Nope. That's your freaking responsibility. Your goddamn legs to him. You knew who he was. You knew he was into the book. Don't name him now because he told you something that you ain't like. Take it. It's good for you. That's what correction is all about. It's the instructions to lead us to salvation. Praise Yahuwah. Now, Let's continue saying Proverbs. 19 and 13. Back to 19. This is another opposite again. Okay, when we ignore correction and judgment, this is what happens when we do that. It says, a foolish son, okay, a foolish son or a daughter is the calamity or troubles of his father, or it could be mom too, and the contentions of a woman are a continual dropping. So it's talking about a wicked woman that hate correction and a wicked son hate correction, or a daughter or a father. Okay, this is why we have crazy homes now. We got prisons. We got people. I mean, what is this? What is this? Ignoring corrections right here. Not taking judgments. They just want to do evil right here. This is why it's important that when you have a family, you got to have order in your family. You got to have order and control of yourself and your whole family, man. You got to have that to win over the devil. If you rebel against correction, how can you win over Satan? How can you win over your issues? God damn. It's like you just want to cry when folks are against what you're telling them with correction, because they just don't really. It's like they want to commit suicide. When you ignore correction, it's like suicide. Yeah, you committed suicide. Mentally, you are, and spiritually. When you have an attitude, a bad attitude, this just might tell you that, oh, don't cross the street because the car's coming. You know, being funny, but no, literally. When even when you ask somebody for prayer, they get an attitude against you, or they try to tell you, hey, listen, you know, this is where it says, blah blah, and they get attitude. Okay. Sad, man. Let's go to Proverbs 16, verse 25. We're on the road, man. We're on the road. You'll get all the credit, baby. All right. This is those who are still against correction. They feel like they are right. They feel like nobody can tell them anything. Nobody can tell you anything. I'm sure you have that experience. You have a daughter, a son, a friend, and you try to tell them what's right, and they want to get so mad. Right? All day, but they want you to give them money. They want you to give them money, they want you to give them food when they ran out of food. But when you try to tell them the word or help them out, give them advice, but they want you to get them money so you get your income tax check. Oh, they wait till January to come. You got your income tax check, sister? Brother, can you give me $300? But they don't want the ways of Yahuwah. They don't want the benefits of Yahuwah. That's ignored correction. That's a problem. Okay. It says there's a way that seems right into a woman or man, but the end of their life, like end of their results, are the ways to death. Hear that? So when people are constantly asking you for things, but you don't want to listen to them when it comes to advice, that's death on you. What's your point? Okay, see, ask me for $300 or $200. Okay, I give it to you. I lend it to you. I didn't even loan you that money. I gave it to you as a gift, and they still treat you like shit. Why? Because they ignoring correction. It could be from the past, you know. It could be something they're afraid of, why they can't take correction. It could be a stranger they met, and the stranger they into told them don't take correction, live how you want to live. It could be certain movies we watching, TV. That's why y'all people need to watch the TV all damn day. Quit watching TV all day and knowing if it's making you worse as a sinner. Don't do that. Don't do that. Watch the TV 24/7. It's dangerous. Because TV can control your mind program to make you become rebellious against correction. I'm preaching. I'm just saying. We got teenagers or young men and women, they stay up late as shit in video games. that is demonic, like that make them become different, that controls them. Okay, we got to be careful with the TV. We got to be careful with certain things we believe in the TV. All right. Proverbs 17:25. Another example: coming against correction and judgment. A foolish son is a grief or a pain, and to his father, or its foolish son, a foolish daughter, it's a grief to his father. Okay, bitterness to her or his mom or her mother that bore him. Okay, verse 23: a wicked man or a woman takes a gift or like being spoiled out of the bosom, the spirit, the heart, to pervert the ways of judgment. Doesn't it sound like thieves, bank robbers, carjackers? They like to take gifts like money, right? And this is called perverting. Pervert means to make something corrupted. So when you're doing that, you are being in prison. And where does this come from? Ignoring correction. We live in the years now. People want gifts now. I noticed that people want a lot of gifts. They want a lot of money, but they don't want correction. I noticed it's getting worse now. We got people to get the coronavirus vaccination, just get free donuts or whatever. This is real shit. Yeah, people listen. People will rely on the government to get gifts to pervert judgment. We got women that take child support than to take a value of a man, and they take Section 8. And some women are kicked out the house because of that. Now they're in the streets, become prostitutes. This is real shit. Perverted judgment. That's what they're doing. They want to get gifts all the time. The man wound up being dead. Now she no longer serves child support. Now she's going crazy. Fellas, be careful, women who want child support. Be careful. Don't get them pregnant so quick. Okay. But what are we talking about? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Have y'all noticed that you with a woman, right? She claims she loves you. She claims she want to be with you, right? And she seems like she want a child at a certain age. Don't fall for that. Don't do it. Because she's setting you up to get a baby from her. And then she's going to find ways to make you feel like shit. She give you up, and now she got you on child support. Young men, especially, don't fall for it. Okay, there's a certain time and place everything, get a child, not right away. Okay. Why? Because they did not take correction. Now they want to do setups against people. They want to set gifts to pervert judgment against yourself or against the other person. All right. That's why the government is rich in money, because we give them money. We treat them like that's our husband. That's what we're doing. And this is what happens when we are lacking correction or judgment. Okay. It's very bad news. Very, very bad news. Okay. Now we are done for today, but we're not done for today. I'm joking. Okay. Because now we're going on the next subject. What is a Jew? Okay. Now, once again, like I said earlier, I am tired of people calling us Jews. We are not no goddamn Jews. Okay. First of all, number one, did y'all know that Jews are those who own everything nearly? Okay. Listen to this carefully, honey, because this is for you, definitely. They own almost everything. Yeah. Guess what? The Jews that y'all call us, they own the big banks, baby. They own the federal banks. I'm talking about the people that got very long beards down to their chests or whatever. Some like short beard, white, black. They looking good with suits on. Some look like they are an Ashkenazi Jew. Ashkenazi Jews are what? Okay? Ashkenazi Jews, and we'll look up Hasidic Jews later today. We'll take our time because there are different types of Jews. Remember, Jew is part of the Jewish religion. Those are the people that are into the Kabbalah, the book of mythicism. We'll be dealing with that today. We don't, like I said, we don't read the Kabbalah. It's a book of magic, witchcraft, and connect numerologies in that. So Ashkenazi Jew, okay, um, Nazi, oop, Nazi, oop again, Jew, okay, definition. Now, I'm going to read an article of the definition, okay? Ashkenazi plural Ashkenazim, from Hebrew Ashkenaz, Germany, okay? Oh, Germany, okay. Member of the Jews who lived in Rhineland Valley and in neighboring France before their migration eastward to Slavic lands like Poland, Lithuania, and Russia after the Crusades, 11th, 13th century, okay? And their descendants after the 17th century persecutions in Eastern Europe, large number of these Jews resettled in Western Europe, okay? Were they assimilated or created as they have done in Eastern Europe with other Jewish communities? In time, all Jews who had adopted the German Rite, RITE, synagogue rituals. So the Jews, Ashkenazis, are into rituals, okay? Were referred to as Ashkenazim to set a difference or distinguish them from Sephardic or Spanish Rite Jews, okay? Ashkenazim differ from Sephardim in the pronunciation of Hebrew and culture traditions. Because again, Jewish people speak Hebrew or Arabic, okay? But doesn't mean into Yahuwah, okay? So don't get twisted. Hold on. In cultural tradition, the synagogue cantillation, chanting, and their widespread use of Yiddish. Now, Yiddish is a language between Hebrew and English, and that's something we are against because you cannot mix Hebrew and any other language, but they do, okay? And especially in the synagogue liturgy. Today, Ashkenazim constitute more than 80% of all the Jews in the world, right? Vastly outnumbering the Sephardic Jews in early 21st century. The Ashkenazi Jews number 11 million. In Israel, the number of Ashkenazim and the Sephardim are roughly equal. And when it's talking about Israel, this is not talking about in scripture. This is talking about 1948. When Israel home, their Israel, okay, were created, I forgot what region or country it was. Please forgive me for that, okay? I think it's near Tel Aviv, something like that, okay? 70 were equal. And the chief rabbinate has both an Ashkenazic and Sephardic chief rabbi on equal footing. All reforms and conservative Jewish congregations or synagogues or temples, fellas, right, belong to the Ashkenazic tradition. And me continue my dialogue. The Jewish people, they do not, I repeat, they do not keep the commandments of Yahuwah like we do. Not like that. It may seem like they do, but they don't. Okay, for example, they keep their Sabbath day from evening to evening, from Friday night to Saturday night. Some keep it for only 12 hours. They also go to synagogues, fellas. They also embrace the six-pointed star, which I'm going to deal with, okay? We are not to have any idols. Remember, they wear it in their neck. The six-pointed star has to do with the Raphadim, or the deity of death, which relating to, they call it the Star of David, but it's not called the Star of David. It's a god called Molech, or Molech, okay? Which is the god of the moon, fellas. the sun and moon, okay, and embrace this damn thing. And they think we Jews? No, not really. And they worship Yahweh or Yahweh, like they say, Yahweh. Okay, Yahweh or Yahweh is not Yahuwah. Yahweh is a deity, fellas. It's a deity of Neptune star, the tree god. Okay, this has have nothing to do with Yahuwah. Nada, nothing. Okay, the Jewish people keep the feast days differently. So when they keep the feast of unleavened bread, they eat mint, cumin. It's crazy, man. They keep the Sabbath weirdly. Okay, they don't they don't change the baby's diapers. Let me say it again. Okay, they don't change the baby's diapers at all. The place, their house can smell like shit and piss. They don't do that. They feel like it's working. Are you kidding me? They don't wash the dishes. Are you kidding me? They don't cut the light on. Are you kidding me? I light on. Right? They don't do that. They don't cut on the TV. At least watch a little bit of TV. They don't play video games. They don't let their children play toys. They don't cook. It's weird shit, right? They don't go outside to help someone. Nothing. Nothing. They barely do anything. Okay? It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, let's go to Genesis to prove a point. Yahuwah, man, this is going to be hilarious too as I'm dealing with this. And all right. Yahuwah never called us Jews, fellas. Okay. He never did. He never did. Okay. He called us his wife. He called us his son. Did y'all know that? We'll deal with that another time. He didn't call us Jews. He didn't call us rabbis, fellas. They like using that word rabbi. That's what they do. Okay. Now, Genesis chapter, hold on, let me see. Let's go to an example with Noah. Noah. Let's go to chapter 8, verse 1. I'm going to give y'all some demonstrations. Okay, we're almost done for the night too. I don't want to stay up too late. Okay. Verse 1. Yahuwah remembered Noah. It didn't say Noah the Jew. It just said Noah. Nuach. The man that created the ark. Right? Every living thing, every cattle that was with him in the ark. Yahuwah made a wind to pass over the earth, and the water assuaged or passed away or assuaged. Okay? Let's go to chapter 9, verse 1. I'm giving y'all some demonstrations. He not called them Jews either. Let's continue. Yahuwah favored Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Right? And the fear of you of the dread of you should be upon every, and the fear of you and the dread of you should be upon every beast of the earth. So in other words, every beast should be afraid of them. But it's too bad that we're afraid of some beasts in the world, unfortunately. Okay, because of the curse we're dealing with. And every fowl of the air and all the moves upon the earth, and all upon all the fish of the sea, into your hand are they delivered. Right here, he didn't call them Jew again. Okay, listen carefully. Now, verse 15, and I will remember my covenant which between me and you and every living creature and all flesh, and the water should be no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. Once again, he was not called a Jew. He kept the covenant of Yahuwah. Jewish people don't keep the covenant of Yahuwah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against Jewish people. I don't mind having friends as Jews. That's fine. But I'm not going to leave Yahuwah for them. Nope. My woman can have a Jewish female friend. That's fine, but she's not gonna leave Yahuwah for them, right? Some may repent and come to Yahuwah righteously. Never know. Okay. Let's continue with this situation because I'm using Yahuwah here. Okay. Let's go to Genesis 35 with another gentleman named Jacob. Okay. You guys have to read the damn book. Read and study the book. You guys will get understanding, okay, and learn what you're reading, okay? Because people get this stuff from other people. Why people call each other Jew? They get it from TV, religious people, or word of mouth. That's where we get this damn stuff from. Or misunderstandings of the word of Yahuwah. Genesis 35, verse 9. Yahuwah or Alua appeared unto Yakub again, okay, and he came out of Padam Aram and favored him. Verse 10, Yahuwah said unto him, your name is Jacob, your name should not be anymore called Jacob or Yakub, but Yashrael should be your name. Did y'all hear that? Yashrael, it didn't say Jew should be your name. It said Israel, Yashrael should be your name. Okay? Should be your name, and he called his name Yashrael. He didn't call him a Jew. He didn't say your name was Jew. Okay? Now, let's go into the new covenant, which I'm too much go to, but I'm going there. Paul had a point. Romans 11. Romans 11. Okay? Remember, the Jewish people don't keep the commandments like that. They keep mostly all of them, not all of them. They don't do it like that. They add their own commandments, by the way. You're not supposed to add the commandments. I'm preaching. When I say earlier they don't cut the light on, well, that's added to the commandment. Yahuwah didn't date you not to cut the light on. You can cut it on if you want to, or ladder. Are you kidding me? So wait a minute. Let's say everywhere's dark. You can use your freaking ladder and light up a match to have light on. Idiot, you got to have your light on to see. I'm just saying, okay? It's hilarious how they do things. It's crazy to me. It's evil. And I feel sorry for their damn children. God damn, they babies don't get their diaper changed on Shabbat? Well, their Shabbat? Oh, my goodness. Father, help us. Damn. Now, yeah, say it again. She said it's nasty. Yeah, it's nasty. Because your husband feel like shit all day. Because they need the diaper changed at least 2 or 3 times a day, an average. Or 5 to 6 times, they got diarrhea. You forbid. Okay? So, Romans 11, right? Now, almost done for the night. This is what it says in Romans 11. It says, hold on, let me find it. All right, hold on, give me a second. Wait a minute. Okay, let's go to verse 16, Romans 11. This one of the big evidences we are not called Jews. Okay? This from our different nations and Yashrael. That's why. Right? For if the first fruit be set apart, lump is set apart, is also set apart. And if the fruit be set apart, so are the branches. This is my people. And then when it's talking about first fruit, let's talk about the people that first came to Yahuwah. Okay? But here to my coming to Christ and all that. Now, we're against Christ, we're against Jesus and Yahusha. Sorry, fella, I had to tell you all that. Okay? No offense. We only worship the Father and Him alone. Okay, we're commanded to worship the Father only. Okay, not the Son, not supposed to worship the Son and the Father. That's called monotheism. Okay, monotheism. Mono means more than one. No, polytheism. Excuse me. That's a problem. All right. And it was so when it's talking about branches, that's talking about like people you gather in. to the truth. Branches, people, strangers, branches. And if some of the branches be broken off means you just left Yahuwah, you giving up, broken off. Okay. And you be in and wild olive tree. Wild olive tree is another nation. Okay. Have nothing to do with Jewish religion or Jew. This is part of a body. Okay, a body. Okay. Body, people, family, marriage, a full body. Analogy of Yahuwah's people, whether you are Chinese, Israelite, etc. You still in one with the Father. Okay. We're grafted or agreed with the truth. You blend in into the opportunity to get saved. You blend in to learn the ultimate truth of the word of Yahuwah and grafted. Especially y'all women from another nation, and y'all into marriage with an Israelite, y'all been engrafted to the man, or brothers, y'all get to a maybe you be a Chinese brother or Philippine, and you engraft into an Israelite woman, you grafted the same way, another nation. Okay, grafted among them, and with them share or partake of the root and fatness of the olive tree. Now I don't understand that part, but let's continue. Boast not against the branches. Okay, don't be all prideful against other people. In other words, don't just take care of them. Be nice to them. Be humble. Okay. But if you boast, you bear not the root, but the root in you. So that's about the origin of coming to the Father. Okay, keeping His commandments, roots, like origin, the connection. Okay, you will say then, the branches were broken off that might be grafted in. Well, because of unagreement or unbelief, they were broken off. See, like I said earlier, these were people that left Yahuwah. Some people from different nations left Yahuwah, or those who are into the nation, like an Israelite, left Yahuwah, broken off. Okay. Be not high-minded, but fear, or be not prideful. For if Yahuwah spare not the natural branch, take care lest He also not spare you, or not save you. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of Yahuwah, or Yahu, of them which fell severely, severity. Okay. But toward you goodness, if you continue in His goodness, otherwise you should be cut off. And they also, if they stay not in agreement, excuse me, shall be grafted in. Verse 23. And they also, if they abide not in agreement or belief, shall be grafted in. For Yahuwah is able to graft them in again. Okay. For you were cut off of the olive tree. Now the olive tree is Yashrael. Okay. I think it's part of Isaiah, I'm not mistaken. The book of Isaiah explains what the olive tree is, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree. How much more shall these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? Okay. For I will not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, unless you should be wise in your own conceits or religion. Okay, rebellion, or whatever that could be. That blindness in part is happened to Yashrael, and to the fullness of other nations come in. You hear that? Other nations come in to learn the truth. Okay, so as I'm reading this, and I didn't see nothing about being Jews here. This was just talking about people coming together as one under the Father. So some folks may say Christ, but that's not true. It's really under the Father. Okay. Now, let's go back to Deuteronomy for something here, right? We're dealing with what is a Jew. Now, I know I'm using scriptures kind of against it, but please bear with me, fellas, okay? I don't mean to seem, if y'all may think I'm confusing, but I have to speak this out, okay? This is how it's spoken out, okay? Deuteronomy, because I'm dealing with proofs that Yahuwah did not focus on conquering with Jews. He didn't know that, okay? He knew what that was, okay? And there's no J in Hebrew anyway. There's no J in Hebrew. So Deuteronomy, and let's go right into chapter 14, verse 1, guys. Hope this is helping out. I'll use the scripture. This is what Yahuwah said. I didn't say it. This is what he led, okay? It says, you are the children of Yahuwah. Look at that. It didn't say you are the Jews of Yahuwah. It said you are the children of Yahuwah. This applies to Israel and the nations. Okay? So Yahuwah's focusing on the people here, right? You should not cut between your eyes. Cut yourselves, nor make any bondage between your eyes for the dead. Okay? I'm not going to speak on that, but that's not part of the subject. Okay? Let's continue in verse 2. It says, for you are a Kadosh people. Now he called us Kadosh, or quote unquote holy. And it said we Jews. Look at that. Look at this. These are signs why he called specific titles. Set apart people, Kodashim, or followed ones. Okay? Children. Call us children. Servants. Okay? Sons and daughters of Yahuwah. Okay? And to Yahuwah, and Yahuwah chose you to be a peculiar. They go another word, peculiar. That means exile. That means we don't belong. We don't belong as being sinners. We don't belong to the lands that we've been sold in. We're strange people. Okay. So here, once again, this is to my claiming that we are not Jews. We are peculiar now. Okay. Have y'all noticed that people call us different names? Like they say, we are occultic. They call us occultic, cult. They call us strange. They call us confusing. They call us weird. Well, take that's a good thing, because if we are called that, we're doing good. Jewish people are called Jews. They call them that. But when they mock us, or when they say we don't belong here, that's a great thing, because that shows we're doing good. We're pleasing the Father, right? Don't make any sense. We please the Father. So how can a Jew be called weird when Jewish people are religious, fellas? Okay. Peculiar people unto himself above all nations that are upon the earth. Okay. So for Israelites, the people of Yahuwah, they're called peculiar, and then nations will be called that if they will come with them. That's special. Kadosh people. Did y'all know that when you are called a Jew, you are nothing to the Father. You are a nobody. Nothing to get. Listen, no offense against Jewish people in today's time here. I'm not against you on that. I'm not against you. But when you call that, you act like that. That's a problem. Okay. It's part of a Jewish religion. Let me look that up here. A Jewish. So Jewish. Let me find real quick. Okay. Jew. Okay, so Jewish. Okay. Jewish. Wait, hold on. Jewish religion definition. Monotheistic religion of the Jewish people. The Jewish people collectively. Okay. Okay, so it's based on Judaism, religion of Judaism. Like I said earlier, it's like they almost keep the commandments, everything, but not everything. If I look up Judaism, the Judaism are Jewish people that keep that type of religion. So Judaism, okay, Judaism, okay. So you notice they got this going on, right, fellas? Does it kind of ring a bell? So, in technical terms, Judaism is the religion, philosophy, or man made knowledge. When you hear philosophy, it's a man made knowledge or myths, something's not really true, and the way of life of Jewish people. Okay. Um, look what they did. They're mixing it up with us. Look at this. That's why you're confused. Judaism is considered by religious Jews to be an expression of the covenant relationship with Yahuwah, and that's God right here, established with the children of Israel. So what they did, they trying to confuse our identity with them. That's what people call those who love Yahuwah Jews. That's bullshit. How can that be? That number one, we don't keep that star. Let's go back real quick, right? We don't keep that star because that's the star of Molech. Let's go to the book of Amos to prove that. It's a deity, fellas. Okay, so even I don't like what they did. The definition compared that we are Jews like them. No, we're not. They embrace the star. Amos, and they do child sacrificing. Did y'all know that? We don't do child sacrificing. Oh, yeah, let me just add it on to the list. They sacrifice children and they eat up their flesh. Some of them do that. The leaders do that dumb shit. They literally, and they own McDonald's. Did y'all know they put children's flesh in the McDonald's burgers? Don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up. McDonald's exposed by Jewish people. They own every freaking McDonald's company and they mix up the beef with children's flesh, human flesh. Believe it or not. I'm not joking. That's why people get all types of side effects when they eat a lot of McDonald's cheeseburgers and shit. And quarter pounder with cheese. All that is human freaking food. Yeah. Okay. Look that up. We don't eat that shit. We don't sacrifice children to death. We don't do that. Or put them in 6-pointed stars and burn them up, whatever. We don't do that. Okay. Amos 5, verse 25. We're going to start from there. Even the prophet knew about the star. That he knew about the star. Okay. It says, have you offered unto me sacrifice and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Yashrael? Verse 26. But you have borne or created the tabernacle of your Molech. Okay. Then it says, and Kayum, your image, the star of your God. Star, fellas. Does it not look like a star? Another form of a star? You best agree with that. Not just a star from Mario Brothers. Let's not be funny here. Not just a star from outer space. This is a star as well. You see the star next to the moon right here. Right there. Did y'all know the moon and the sun is fit with all religions? Christianity have the cross. Well, that's from a portion of a sun type symbol. You got the crescent symbol, which is the moon that connects to a star. You have what else? Um, the Rosicrucians. Okay, I think they embrace the moon or the star. Get these type of shapes. The police officers, they carry the star, which is part of masonry. Oh boy, that's another time. Oh boy. Okay, they are religious people and they assholes. Okay, they embrace. Let me continue to read. I'm sorry. That your image is the star of your deity Elohim. Remember, that means more than one God. Elohim. Okay, or polytheism, which made to yourselves. That's why they call Yahuwah Elohim, the Jewish people Elohim, which means more than one God. So they call Yahweh Elohim, they call Jesus Elohim, but they worship more than one God. They call Elohim their star, but they won't take it in front of you. I'm preaching Elohim or Lahim, okay? More than one God. We are not the Jews, okay? The Jewish people are into this stuff. You think the Jewish people are going to help you and save you? No, they're going to mislead you. Okay? They are really wicked and they own almost everything in the earth. They are behind the Illuminati. I don't know if you know what that is. That's the teaching of the time. They behind the vaccinations, fellas. They behind the medicines, the hospitals. They behind all that taxes. The taxes. Okay? They behind a lot of stuff. Y'all think these religious people are weak? No, they got some power. Okay, real talk, real talk. And this is part of prophecy. This is part of the issues with this. So um, that's what Jews represent. Okay, I'll be done for today. Do more part 2 next week. What is a Jew? Hopefully, I can understand it on judging and correction. I really pray so. Um, Praise Yahuwah. May shalom reign upon you guys' lives. So you are willing. Teaching is definitely next Shabbat. We're gonna be in Wisconsin, fellas. Yay! See a little picture. Me like in the house thingy. That'd be fun. We never been to Wisconsin trip before. That'd be pretty cool. So y'all be seeing a different scenery next Shabbat. Can't wait for y'all to look at that. Other than that, y'all stay tuned. Much love to you guys.